said saved his life. Here is what we know. Tiger Woods involved in the single car rollover accident. The call came in at 7:12 a.m. Pacific time in Ranchos Palos Verdes, California. It did come in from a neighbor who reportedly had heard the crash and called. The LA County Sheriff's Office also said that the vehicle, as you can see, this is obvious, it did sustain major damage, but again, not to the interior of the car. And his agent, Mark Steinberg, has released a statement saying he sustained multiple leg injuries, that he underwent surgery this afternoon. One of the other very insightful things we heard is that he was able to be taken, as Ramona Shelburne joins us now, outside of Harbor UCLA Medical Center. He was able to be taken to there, which really was the most appropriate hospital given his injuries, because his life was not believed to be in danger, Ramona. They didn't have to take him to the nearest hospital. So can you expound on that, why he is where he is?
Yeah. Well, this is a trauma center, okay? And there's a couple of local hospitals nearby, but when you have a serious trauma, they take you here because they're equipped to deal with the kind of injuries that Tiger Woods was sustained. You know, as of about 30, 40 minutes ago when I had checked, he was still in surgery. I need to get another update on whether he was still in surgery, but there's some question of whether he will stay here or be moved to another UCLA hospital that's in Westwood later on. But right now, I was listening to that press conference just as well as you were, Hannah, and I thought, that it was just a really compelling, live on the scenes comments from the first responder to the set, where he essentially said, to the scene where he said, I tried to keep Mr. Woods calm and said it'd be more appropriate for LA Fire Department to remove you from the vehicle than me. He was alert, he was talking, he was in shock. I mean, that fits all the descriptions of, when people are first in car accidents. I was talking to a patient who had just walked out of the hospital, had a procedure here earlier this morning, and he said all the TVs inside that hospital are tuned into the local news coverage. All the doctors, all the patients, all the staff, they know who's in this hospital today. And what's going on inside these walls that are right behind me.
Something else that we confirmed, and obviously you're there in Los Angeles and know the area well, Ramona, was that where this accident happened, and they said that he was indeed going northbound on Hawthorne Boulevard, north of Palos Verdes Drive, and he hit the median. He was coming from Terranea, which is a resort there, and he was on his way to Rolling Hills Country Club for a golf shoot with actually Drew Brees and Justin Herbert. I'm sure you heard that report earlier from Shelley Smith. Give us a sense, though, of what they were saying about the slopes and curves in that area, and that it is a very dangerous area that's known to have accidents.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of locals who live right there. I've actually driven by that area myself, and it's not a freeway, right? But people drive it like it is. And you're going really fast, and there's curves, and the median, if you see the footage there, it's not like a wall. It's just like a raised curb, so you might not even see it if you're going fast and you don't know the area if you're not familiar with it. And I think all the locals I've talked to said, yeah, that's where people have accidents, right there. And so if you're not as familiar, this is what can happen. And obviously he was going at a pretty high rate of speed down that hill, which contributed to this accident, which contributed to him, it's 700 feet from where he hit when he first struck the median. And so I think that's really what we're trying to piece together what happened here. I talked to somebody who was on set with him yesterday. You saw all the videos with him and Dwayne Wade, and we've seen that. Obviously, this was pretty early in the morning, and he was going to the set again from Terranea for this Golf Digest shoot, and then I suppose he was going to leave after that. But,
Golf TV.
We're still waiting for his condition to emerge after the surgery.
Yeah, a Golf TV shoot. He was kind of teaching something that had been in the works for a long time and scheduled, obviously, on the back end of the Genesis Invitational, the tournament, which was held to benefit his charity over the weekend. So, Ramona, listen, you reported approximately a half hour ago, so now it's 3:42 LA time. This accident happened fairly early in the morning, and you recently reported that he was in surgery, so I'm looking forward to your reporting. I'm sure it's really, really tough to get any kind of information out of there, as they made it very clear that Mark Steinberg and his representatives really don't want anything released on his condition right now. But I'm sure as soon as you know more about the surgery itself, you'll let us know, and we appreciate your reporting on this.
Well, I mean, the way it's described is, You got it, Hannah. I mean, the way it's described is really just very serious leg injuries, and they take their time with that, right?
Yep.
These surgeries can take a long time to make sure you get it right.
Yeah, serious leg injuries, serious condition, not life-threatening, and we're all very, very thankful for that. Ramona, thank you.
And reaction continuing to come in from social media, and Tiger's idol, Jack Nicklaus, weighing in saying, Barbara and I just heard about Tiger's accident like everyone else. We are deeply concerned. We want to offer him our heartfelt support and prayers at this difficult time. Please join us in wishing Tiger a successful surgery and all the best for a full recovery. More reaction. Phil Mickelson tweeting out, we are all pulling for you, Tiger. We are so sorry that you and your family are going through this tough time. Everyone hopes and prays for your full and speedy recovery. You know, the PGA Tour right now is in Bradenton, Florida, and we have reaction from the WGC Workday Championship with some of the players this afternoon as they heard about the news and saw the images on TV.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sick to my stomach. I hate it for him. I hate it for his family, for his kids. I just hope they're all doing okay and hope he's okay. You know, he's had such a great path back and you know, become one of my closest friends now. So it sucks, to be honest, but I just hope he and everyone's okay and his family.
Sad, you know, I played 9 holes with Tony and he had it on his phone, he was reading it. Couldn't believe it, no, as if, you know, his body hasn't endured enough. So I don't know all the facts, I just know he was in an accident and he underwent surgery or he's in the hospital or something like that. So, you know, just hoping is as out of this bad situation is the best possible outcome, and you know, hope he can recover from it and we can see him on the golf course as early as possible.
I saw the condition of his car, and for me, it was just we just hope that he's okay. You know, that's the biggest reaction, really. A little bit of shock. You know, something crazy happened to our sports world last year with Kobe. So you know, I wouldn't say that dramatic of feelings, but man, you just hope Tiger's all right, you know. And we all know he's a strong cookie, physically, mentally. So if someone's going to get through this, he will, and be back for the better, I'm sure. But you know, our thoughts and prayers, I'm sure, as a whole, all the players, I can speak on their behalf, are with Tiger.
From everything that I know about Tiger, you know, I'm sure he will recover and he will do everything in his power to come back. I'm sure he will. And something that I feel terrible about for him. I texted Rob, I called Rob, and you know, he said he's got some things going on, obviously, with his legs and stuff broken. But I will say that whatever's happened, he's always come back from it in a pretty amazing way. He's an amazing human being that has done incredible things. I mean, you look back to Ben Hogan and what happened with him in the bus crash, right? And what he was able to do after that. And so I have no doubt in my mind he'll be back, and take him a little longer, I'm sure, but from my perspective, he's one of the most impressive human beings I've ever met, and I think that he'll come back just fine.
That is reaction from the tour this afternoon, of course, before today's news conference from the LA County Sheriff Department, and senior golf writer Bob Harrick joins us now. And you heard that news conference earlier this hour. What stood out from that news conference, especially the information that we were gathering there for the local media?
Right. Well, I think, you know, the best thing to take out of it is that he's going to be okay in terms of living. You know, we thought earlier the worst, life-threatening. That wasn't the case. He was conscious. They talked to him when they took him away in the ambulance. Obviously, these are very, very serious injuries physically for Tiger. But, you know, in terms of life, he's going to be okay, and that's good to know. You know, we learned that the road was somewhat treacherous, especially if you didn't know it. The crazy thing is he couldn't have been very far from where he was trying to get to, the resort that he was staying at, to the golf course he was supposed to go to for this shoot that he was going to be doing today. Was not very far. Couldn't have been more than 15, 20 minutes away. I mean, it's crazy how that sometimes happens in these sorts of accidents. I think it's telling to see, you know, just how bad it was.